Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I am MMA2 and today we're doing another deck profile. We are going to be following the similar theme to last week, and so we are going to be covering an alternate win condition deck. Now, today's deck that we are going to be covering is my Destiny board deck. Now, this is a deck that I've used before. I've gotten Destiny board, I've won with Destiny board a couple times with it. And yeah, let's start this profile. So starting off, I run one Archfiend Gilfer. It's a level 6 Fiend type Dark Monster, 2200 attack, 2500 defense. Effect: when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field. Equip this card to that monster, and the monster loses 500 attack. Now, besides just being like a 2500 wall, it's also good for just weakening an opponent's monster for later use. Next I run one Card Guard. Level 4 Fiend with 1600 attack, 500 defense. When this card is normal or special summon, place one guard counter on it. It gains 300 attack for the guard counter, bringing it up to 1900 attack points. And then at any time, then once per turn, I can target one other face-up card on my field and remove one guard counter from this monster and place a guard counter on that card. And instead of that card being destroyed, it gains a counter instead. You can just take off the counter instead. So yeah, it's a great card just for mainly keeping Destiny board up on the field. So yeah. Next up I run two Dark Necrofears. Level 8 Dark Fiend type monsters, 2200 attack with 2800 defense. Cannot be normal summoner set. This card must be special summoned by banishing 3 Fiend type monsters from your graveyard. And during the end phase, if this card was destroyed and sent to the graveyard by opponent's battle or card effect, you can equip this card to one face-up monster your opponent controls and gain control of that monster. So yeah, it's a really nice way of just gaining control and just keep stalling out for a while. Keeping up like a stalling game, I run one Dino Sowing. It's an Earth Fiend level 4 monster with 0 attack, 0 defense, and basically can't be destroyed by battle. This card is mainly used as first turn, like set up a wall and keep your opponent at bay. Hopefully they can't like just destroy it. Yeah. Next I run one Doomdog Octhros. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one level 8 Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So pretty much its main target is Dark Necrofear as the level 8. So yeah. Next, moving on, I run two Hellplumbers. It's level 5 Dark Fiend type monster, 200 attack, 2000 defense, 1400 defense. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. The effect activates at the end of each of your opponent's battle phases. They have to discard one random card from their hand at the end of each of their battle phases. Yeah, so really nice having like the 2000 attack, but easy just for having them to discard a card may disrupt their plays. Next up I run two Karibos. Effect simple, just it's a level 1 Dark Fiend type monster. Effect symbol during opponent's turn. At damage calculation you can discard this card and then you can make the battle damage 0. Only for that battle though. Next, moving on for some like offensive power in this deck, I run two La Jinn, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. this card just allows me to, yeah, it's just a level 4 Dark Fiend with 1800 attack, just an 1800 beat stick monster. Simple, yeah. Just there for main offensive plays. Next, I run 2 Sangins. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. Yeah, so it's a really easy way to get more fiends from your... It's an easy way to get more fiends from your, into your graveyard, as well as move some monsters from your deck to your hand, like Dino Sowing, and maybe Doomdog Octhros. Next, I run 1 Summon Skull, level 6, 2500 attack point, Dark Fiend. This card is just easy for a lot more attacking. With you just need to tribute 1 monster, and you can easily just keep attack with 2500 attack points. Yeah, that's mainly it. Next is 1 Stygian Street Patrol. This card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the level of the opponent's monster times 100. And then with this card, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 fiend type monster with 2000 or less attack from your hand. So yeah, just again, like, it's an easy way to bring fiends into the graveyard, like just an easy way to bring out more fiends for your opponent to destroy, and in turn you can easily just, yeah, easily just keep like recycling cards on the field. And special summoning, though, you contribute out for Summon Skull. Yeah. Next up is another level 8 Dark Fiend, the Suppression Pluto. 26, 2000 stat points. Once per turn, you can declare 1 card name. Look at your opponent's hand. Then if they have the declared card in their hand, you can either take control of 1 monster your opponent controls, or destroy 1 spell trap your opponent controls. Then you can set it on your side of the field. So basically you can use their own, basically this card is mainly used for using your opponent's cards against them, though this card does need the 2 tributes to use it, though, yeah. Next I run 1 Torbus from the Underworld. When this card is sent to the graveyard, target 1 monster in either player's graveyards except Torbus, and then shuffle that into the deck. Now this card is mainly used for, like, say, like recycling certain monsters, such as, I want to say, like, such as like Sangin, and maybe Dino Song if it's destroyed. That way you can just use it again, especially, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just like recycling some monsters from your graveyard, adding them back to your deck. Now, moving on from Fiend type monsters, I run 1 Bacon Saver. It's a zombie level 2 dark type monster. During either player's battle step, when an attack is occurring, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the attack. Yeah. Just banish it from the graveyard, then you can just negate an attack. Yeah. It's really nice for more stall plays. Yeah. Next, I run 2 Necroface. When this card is normal summon, shuffle all banished cards into the deck, and then this card gains 100 for each card shuffled back. And if this card is banished, each player banishes 5 cards from the top of their deck. Yeah, just an easy way of, yeah, just an easy like backup strategy in case like the first one fails, in order to just keep, like, again, just like stall power this card up, especially if your opponent banishes a lot of cards from their graveyard. Okay, next I run 1 Pyramid Turtle. It's an Earth level 4 zombie monster. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one zombie type monster from your deck with 2,000 or less attack. Now, the main target, just an easy way to special summon another monster. Now, the main target for Pyramid Turtle is Shadow Ghoul, level 5 dark zombie monster. This card gains 100 attack points for each monster in the graveyard, and mainly used for in conjunction with Pyramid Turtle. That way you can easily just say it's like mid game, you have a lot of monsters in your graveyard. Easily just like your opponent destroys that, special summon Shadow Ghoul. Because like instantly, like from like the no matter what, it's always gonna have like above the at least 1,700 because you gotta tribute off one monster for it. Yeah. That's the last of the zombie monsters. Next, moving on to the last monster from this deck, I run one, the Grand Jupiter. It's a dark warrior, level 8, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. Once per turn, you can discard 2 cards, again moving some cards into the graveyard to use effects. Your opponent, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, equip that face-up card to this, and this card gains attack equal to that monster's attack. And then you can special summon to your side of the field one of the equipped monsters, so basically you can easily just like take like one of the strongest monsters, equip to this, increases attack. Then if you want, you can just special summon it to your side of the field and then use it against your opponent. Yeah. Just easy, more offensive plays here. Next, moving on to spells, I run one Lullaby of Obedience. This card's simple. You pay 2,000 life points and declare one monster card name. Your opponent looks at their deck and reveals one of the declared monsters. If one of the declared monsters is and if they find the declared monster, apply this effect. Either add it to your hand, or the player who or you can special summon it, ignoring summoning conditions. Just an easy way of basically it's the second turn in the match, second game of the match. Play this card. You might know the strongest card in your opponent's main deck. The only downside is like if it's in their hand, this effect doesn't work. So basically, gotta know how your opponent battles and know like one of their key components, and if you can take it out, you can easily disrupt their strategies. Next up, in support of Summon Skull, I run one Machiu, the Magical Mist. Then target one Summon Skull or Thunder type monster you control. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls, and with defense less than or equal to the monster's attack, so 2,500. And you cannot conduct battle phase turn you activate this effect. So basically, almost like a smaller version of Raigeki, as long as you have Summon Skull in your field. So yeah, it's a good combo. Next up, in order to like get those tribute summons off, I run one Soul Charge. Target any number of monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, and if you do, you lose 1,000 life points for each monster. And you cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. So yeah, it's good for just, like I said, like it's good for just making off those tribute summons, such as like the Grand Jupiter, Suppressor Pluto, Summon Skull. Yeah. Moving on, I run one Poison of the Old Man. Quick play spell card. Activate one of these effects. Either gain 1,200 life points or inflict 800 damage to your opponent. I manually choose the former. Gain 1,200 because you're paying some life points, such as the 1,000 for every monster with Soul Charge or the 2,000 with Lullaby. So might as well try and get as many life points back as possible. And the last spell card I run in this deck is Dark Sanctuary. If a spirit message card would be placed on the field, you can with Destiny board, you can special summon it as a normal monster, Fiend type 0/0 level 1 instead. And if you do, it's unaffected by card effects, except Destiny board, and cannot be targeted for attacks, as well as if your opponent targets any monster, declares an attack, you flip a coin, um, and the result, and if it lands on heads, negate the attack, and then your opponent takes damage equal to half of the attack points of the monster, of your opponent's monster. So they're attacking with a high attack point. Flip a coin, if it lands on heads, the attack is negated, and they also deal damage, and this happens during every single time. It's not once per turn. So yeah, easy way of just stalling again. And then moving on to it, I run 3 Destiny boards. And so yeah, I run 3 copies of Destiny board. Yeah, when this card and all 4 spirit messages INAL are on the field, you win the duel. And you can only add any of the letters by the effect of Destiny board, and you had to put them in order INAL. And if any of them are destroyed, all of them are destroyed in conjunction to that. So, and also, you can only place one of the spirit messages on the field at the end of your opponent's turn. So, yeah, and with the three Destiny boards, I also run 2 of I run 2 of every letter. So yeah, I run 2 of every letter, and just because when I ran 3 when I was testing out this deck more, when I ran 3 of them, it clogged up my hand a little too much, and so I thought like the 3 Destiny board and 2 Spirit Message each was a good play. At the same time, you're stalling with all the other cards in your deck, so I thought, why not just run the 2? So anyway, guys, that does it for the So anyway, guys, that does it for this deck profile of Destiny board. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like the content, why not subscribe? I recently did a top video of my favorite summoning methods, going from my least favorite to my favorite. Why don't you check that out down in the description below with a link. And and as always, I am Enemy Tour. Now, see you guys next time. Bye.